There are certain people in this world who feel like they have always existed and always will. Timeless figures so woven into the fabric of everyday life that the idea of them being fragile or mortal seems almost impossible to accept. Dolly Parton is one of those people. For 6 decades she has been more than a country music legend. She has been a light, a warm, rhinestone-covered, big-haired, enormous-hearted light that millions of people around the world have turned toward whenever things got dark. And so, when the headlines began appearing in late 2025 carrying words like health challenges and canceled appearances and prayers requested, the world felt something shift. Because if Dolly Parton is not okay, what exactly are we supposed to hold on to? She was born on January 19, 1948, the fourth of 12 children, in a one-room cabin in Locust Ridge, Tennessee, in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Her family was so poor that her mother once sewed her a coat made from scraps of colorful fabric because there was nothing else. Dolly later turned that coat into one of her most beloved songs, Coat of Many Colors, and made the poverty of her childhood into something beautiful and enduring. That instinct to transform hardship into something shining has defined everything she has done ever since. She left for Nashville the morning after she graduated high school in 1964, carrying nothing but a suitcase, a guitar, and a belief in herself so fierce it bordered on the supernatural. What followed is the kind of career that cannot be summarized quickly or easily. Jolene, I Will Always Love You, 9 to 5. Dozens of #1 hits across decades, a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, an induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that she initially declined out of humility, saying she did not feel she had earned a rock and roll honor before reconsidering and accepting it graciously. Her Imagination Library program, which mails free books to children every single month from birth until they start school, has now donated over 300 million books to children in multiple countries. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she donated $1 million toward the research that helped develop the Moderna vaccine. She is, in the truest sense of the phrase, a force for good in the world. Through all of it, there was Carl Dean, the quiet, intensely private man she met at a Nashville laundromat in 1964, the same week she arrived in the city. He was driving a truck at the time. She was a teenager with a guitar and a dream. They married in 1966 and stayed married for nearly 60 years. A love story so long and steady it became almost mythological. Carl almost never appeared in public. He almost never gave interviews. He let Dolly be Dolly, completely and without resentment, while he stayed home in Tennessee and tended to their life together. She talked about him constantly and lovingly, joking that he was the reason she was always trying to look good. She wanted to make sure that if he ever left the house and saw a pretty woman, he would think his own wife was prettier. Buying the jokes was something real and deep and irreplaceable. Carl Dean died on March 3, 2025, at the age of 82, after a long illness. He had been sick for some time, and Dolly had been quietly by his side, caring for him and managing his decline while continuing to work. Because work was how she coped, and because she is Dolly Parton, and stopping is simply not something she knows how to do. When he was gone, something shifted. She has spoken about it openly and with great honesty. She admitted that during the long months of Carl's illness, she had not been taking care of herself properly. She had let her own health needs slide, had been so focused on him, so consumed by grief and caregiving, that she had pushed aside her own appointments, her own procedures, her own well-being. When she finally got around to seeing her doctors after his passing, they told her there were things that needed to be addressed. Kidney stones, treatments, procedures. Her doctors told her to slow down, and for the first time in 60 years of relentless working, Dolly Parton had no choice but to listen. The cancellations began piling up through late 2025. A Dollywood appearance in September, her highly anticipated Las Vegas residency at Caesars Palace, which had been her first planned string of performances since 2016, pushed from December 2025 to September 2026, a Hall of Fame induction ceremony in November that she attended only by video message. The Grand Ole Opry's tribute concert for her 80th birthday in January 2026, a star-studded celebration at the venue where she has been a beloved member since 1969, where she was honored in her absence. She did not even attend the party thrown in her honor for one of the most significant birthdays of her life. Her sister Frida took to social media and asked fans to pray for her, which sent a wave of alarm through the internet so powerful it briefly drowned out everything else. Dolly responded in characteristic fashion. She posted a video of herself on a commercial shoot, dressed in a red-fringed top, looking directly at the camera and saying, "Do I look sick to you?" She told fans she was not ready to die. She said God was not through with her and she was not done working. She said, with that particular brand of Dolly humor that carries real steel underneath it. I Ain't Dead Yet. She turned 80 on January 19, 2026. And to mark the occasion, she released a new recording of her song, Light of a Clear Blue Morning, alongside Miley Cyrus, Lainey Wilson, Reba McEntire, and Queen Latifah. She is getting better every day, according to those close to her. She is at home in Tennessee, surrounded by family and friends, and already looking toward September when she plans to finally take that Las Vegas stage she had to leave behind. The tragedy of Dolly Parton at nearly 80 is not that she is fading. It is that in the same year she lost the love of her life after nearly 60 years of marriage. Her body finally presented the bill for all the years of putting everyone else first. The woman who has spent her entire life giving to others. Books to children, money to science, music to the world. 60 years of devotion to a quiet man in Tennessee finally had to stop and receive care herself. For someone built entirely around the act of giving, that may be the hardest thing she has ever had to do. But she is doing it. And knowing Dolly,